This episode of Stezo Radio is brought to you by Rolling Thunder Exhaust. Located at 900 Bryan Drive, Crest Hill, Illinois, they are the home of quality automotive products that will resonate everywhere you travel. From custom chrome exhausts, Mopar power, and other car accessories, trust me when I say you can't go wrong. Give them a call at 941-725-5081. Check out their website, www.rollingthunderexhaust.com. And don't forget to ask about that Stezo Radio special.
Stezo Radio is for adults only.
The Stezo Radio Show. The Stezo Radio Show. The Stezo Radio Show. The Stezo Radio Show. Well, it's that radio show where we go toe to toe. Hot topic, dropping knowledge straight from Chicago, and it's our point of view. So tell me what you gon' do. Drop a line, don't be lying, trying to get with the crew. Cause we be talking them facts, exposing them fiction. Man, it's so real that we be causing some friction. Probably something you missing. Ain't no need to be dissing. Just relax here and listen because we spitting and sipping. The Stezo Radio Show. 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 The Stezo Radio Show.
Young and Kurt, that nigga, Nola Fox, Flint the Pimp, Ricky Bobby, Shorty got him, Ancient Kurt, and Remy. Alright, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Stezo Radio. Alright, this topic here is nothing about... Whoa, damn, I can't say that. It is about relationships. But this topic we're going to start out with is... you want to word it?
Yeah, this DN in the building. But I would say if you're in a relationship with someone and you all living in the same household, whether married or not, do you, and they have a kid and the kid isn't yours, do you actually take the initiative to do things for the kid and treat the kid as if it's yours, or do you fall back and just try to follow the parent? You know, if he or she has guidelines, you kind of just follow that in a sense, opposed to just taking initiative. For example, if it's her son and you going to get your haircut, do you ask her, you know, is it cool that I take your son to get a haircut, or you just take him? You know, because y'all live in the same household, you treat him like that's my responsibility in a sense. You know, so. All
right, well, y'all heard that nigga. We got one more in the house. Introduce yourself, sir.
What's happening? Got Remy in the building. Follow me on Instagram at Remy_SR.
All right, now I'm going to start by saying I think there's no way to really treat your partner's kids like your own the way that you would, because there's always going to be something about the way you discipline or the way you have fun that the other one may or may not agree with. You know what I'm saying? If you're a parent that whoops kids and they're not, I mean, they're not going. If you're a parent that a punishment is don't do that no more, and the other one is more of no, they need a real punishment, you know, for a week or a couple of days, it's not going to work.
Yeah, I agree with you. The discipline part, I think, could be very, very tricky. As far as treating them, you know, or taking the initiative to do certain things, I kind of look at the situations I've been in, and I was that way. You know, if I needed, I went and got some shoes or something. Her son was 6, 7 or whatnot. I seen he needed some shoes. I didn't never I'd just be like, I'll be back. We gonna go get us some shoes. I didn't never, you know, felt I needed to say, is it cool if I get him some shoes? I just treated him like he was mine. Cause if I seen my son needed some shoes, I don't need to go say, hey, is it okay if I get my son some shoes? No, I go get the motherfucker some shoes. And I did that with her son. And, you know, I just, you know, I
mean, I think it's different dynamics for the situation. I mean, again, you know, I mean, like, depending on age, time in relationship, I mean, there's multiple factors that go along with this. You know, before I think you start just, you know, doing responsibility, you know, taking up another parenting responsibility for somebody else's kid.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I think it's easier when the child is younger. You know.
Yeah, I think it's easier when the child is old. I mean, it's younger as well.
But first, let's break down some scenarios. What do you call, like, what's your idea of discipline that they may not, you know, get along with or like?
Whoopings.
You know, yeah, I would say whoopings.
I mean, putting your hands on another person's kid is, you know what I mean, like.
But you would do it to your own.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, I mean, again, like their parenting style might be different. Like they might believe in timeouts versus a whooping.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but then again, like you're not that kid's parent, so like, should you really be whooping them? Like I said, I think that does still go back to time and relationship, and you know what I'm saying, like the dynamics of everything else.
But me and Stezo was talking earlier, and he brought up a point. It's a good and a bad that goes with this. If I'm taking the initiative to do good with your kid, you know, buying them this, or you know, doing good shit, doesn't it? The dark side is I'm gonna discipline this kid too. It may come times where I have to discipline this kid. Now you want to question that, but you didn't question the good shit that was going on when I went and bought them expensive clothes or whatever. You didn't say, "Hey, don't buy them these clothes." But then I discipline. Hey, I don't discipline them like that.
Yeah, but I think that'd be something that's. I mean, a lot of that stuff I think will be learned early in the relationship,
or learn as you go.
Yeah, I mean, like again, like I grew up with a stepfather.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, my man didn't discipline me. Like, my mother still disciplined me. I mean, it's like, did that make him the bad guy? Did that make him the good guy? No, he just stayed out of that. You know, he didn't raise his voice. He didn't raise a hand. I mean, he didn't throw no belts around. I mean, he was just the man of the house.
But,
like,
Did he have kids of his own?
yeah.
But let me
Was
ask you,
he strict with them? Not strict, but was he more hands-on with his discipline with those kids than he was with you?
To be honest, I really don't know.
Okay.
well, let me ask you this: if he did discipline you or whatever, or you know, take initiative to do something for you, was he well into his right? Seeing that him and your mom was together, living in the house.
Well, see, I was a badass.
But regardless.
Like, no. I mean, but that goes to say, like, I was a badass. So, like, he probably should have. Like, he probably would have made me out to be a different person.
Yeah,
But-
because I'm looking at it like this: he would have did it to his kids.
Yeah,
And if he viewing you like that, you know, he's not going to do anything to harm his kids, so he wouldn't do anything to harm you.
Yeah, but see, like the thing, keeping kids out of harm's way, and I think discipline is, you know, two different aspects.
Well, when I say harm, when I say that, I mean that he's not gonna go crazy because you're his stepson. He's gonna treat you exactly how he would treat his son. He would want the best for his son, so he's gonna do the same for you. Now,
I mean, I can agree with that.
So you know,
Would you feel a certain way if he didn't? Like if you seen him again, when we say discipline, we're not talking about whooping, but when you seen him chastising his son about doing something wrong, but then you do something wrong and he kind of like, you know what I'm saying? That's him. Would you feel like, damn, why I'm not getting the same chastising and lesson that you gave your son?
I know. Actually, I would feel good. Like, all right, well, shit, we cool.
But I get where you're going with that, because then you know, you don't know it, but he's like, I just don't want to step on the parents, you know, whether it's your father or your mother told.
But shit, I mean, goddamn hell, if you can duck a whooping or a beating,
Right, from the kid standpoint.
Well, you gonna be sitting there like, hey,
But from the
hey,
adult
I'm winning.
standpoint,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
But what if it's not a whooping or a beating? It's just a sit down learning moment. You know,
but see, now I think even with that, like that's not like a sit down learning moment. Like you, another parent can't get mad at you for that. Like if you took somebody else's kid and took them fishing, or if you took them outside because you work on cars and you start showing them how to change a tire or change a battery or work on cars.
No, I mean from a kid's point.
No, I'm saying
If you seen him sit down and chastise his son on why he did wrong and how to do it right the next time, but same scenario with you being his stepson, he just kind of, I'm gonna just stay back and.
I mean, that wouldn't bother me at all.
Okay.
Like I would just look at that in the sense of goddamn hell, I won the battle. I mean, I got one motherfucker to deal with instead of two.
But you wouldn't look at it like, damn, how come I don't get the same?
No. Like I don't want the same shit that somebody else is getting. I'm not
But
that
no,
type
it's
of
like
person.
it's just a life lesson.
Yeah, like
just
he's dropping jewels with his son, but he's just letting you kind of.
No. Again, life lesson. I mean, yeah, we can sit down and have a conversation, but like again, we talking about if I just set the curtains on fire.
No, nothing so serious. Just basic, you come home late from curfew and something happened on the street, and he just like, I'm not gonna touch that because he's not my child. But his son come home late from curfew because something happened on the street, and he's sitting him down, telling him, man, look, the reason why we got this curfew because this happens on the street. I don't want nothing happening to you like that. You know, it's crazy out here on these streets.
I would still.
You really wouldn't care?
I really wouldn't give a fuck. I mean, it's just.
I don't know if I would feel some kind of way.
And I think the fucked up thing about it, not in your situation, but the fucked up thing about it is a parent, like in that situation, he couldn't do it with his fear of stepping on another adult toes.
Yeah.
And it's not about the adult, it's about I'm caring about this kid and I'm looking out.
Like you said, if the parent is still around. If the other, not the one that live with him, but the other parent that don't live in the house still around, does he feel like, man, you know, this what his father's supposed to be teaching him? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, again, I think that's like being a man. You gonna be a man regardless. So if you go do it to one, you go do it to all. I mean, that's my opinion. And whether if he did it to his son, and he didn't do it to me, like I would just sit there and look at it like, well, shit, I dodged a bullet there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I didn't want to have that conversation. I mean, I don't know. But like, I wouldn't never look at it like it was something funny or, you know, strange.
It wouldn't be that big of a deal.
No, I mean, like,
I think with men, it's more so on the good. I hate to say it, but it's the good. Like, if I get with a woman, you know, who has a teenager, and I have a teenager, and then she sees that I'm buying my child, who's a teenager, a car, but then it comes down to her child, I'm like, you take care of that. You know what I'm saying? Like the equality is going to be questioned.
Yeah, but see, I think that's a different scenario.
Yeah, but why? But like,
because
the whole thing is we treating them all the same.
No. Because at the end of the day, like, it's not my obligation to buy somebody else's kid a car. Like, it's my obligation to buy my kid a car. Now, if this kid has been, if this kid's a teenager, and like I've been with this kid since, you know, shorty.
Let's say 2 months, 2 years old. Yeah.
Then, like, you know what? Then I might feel some type of way that, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get you a car when you turn 16 too.
So in a sense, it's like two different households in one household.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
And age plays a big part in it, man. I mean, age plays a big part in it.
That's tripped out. That, it is. You know, it's like two different households. Like, okay, you know, regardless who kid became 16 first, let's get this kid a car. This, of course, I'm speaking on two people that want to be together. You know, let's get this kid a car. Okay, well, my kid get this age, we gonna get this kid a car. It's not, well, you gonna get your kid a car? Yeah, I got my kid a car. Now it's her kid turn. It's like, that's your responsibility.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a household.
Yeah, but see,
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I'm just saying,
I don't think it's messed up. I mean, I think it's really it's the facts of life.
No, it's the reality of how people view it, but is it the right way to view it?
You know what? I don't think it's a right or wrong. I just think in this sense, it's what happens. Like, everybody wants to say, I'm going to treat your children like my own. Like, I've been at weddings and they have ceremonies where they marry the wife and they marry the kids. You know, if it's girls that the mother is bringing, they give the girls rings. And I mean, that's beautiful, you know. And I'm not saying that they don't treat them the same, but it's the idea of it sounds good, but in the back of your mind, you know, you can't really do everything that you would do. You know what I'm saying? Because bottom line, it's not your blood. It's not your blood child. Doesn't mean you don't love them the same. You're going to protect them, because to protect the kid is different. You know, but when it comes down to disciplining and what you do and don't want the child to do, you have less of a say when it's not your blood child.
See, and I agree with you on the discipline. That one just has so many different shades. And so I agree with you on that. But the you want to do something for the kid, I think it's not the fact that you don't do. It's the fear of stepping on another adult's toes.
Exactly.
Which is, if you're doing that, on certain things, it's really that a pride issue on that other adult. Because we all sit there and say, look, if I'm not with my son, mother, or my kid, dad, or whatever, when she meets somebody or when he meets somebody, I want that person to be a good person. Now this dude is being, or this woman is being a good person. Now we like, hold up, he trying to step on my toes. You know what I'm saying? Like he's that good dude you wanted.
Now I wanna, cause we going live in the Facebook, the Stezo Radio Facebook group, and Remy get a shout out. Shout out Remy. Remy's dropping knowledge tonight so far.
Oh, they've been drinking. Nah.
All right, that was from Miss Camille, and then Jaquel brings up a good point. She said it has a lot to do with the understanding of the adults that's involved. And then Camille came behind her saying it also depends on the relationship the mother has with the non-custodial parent. I think both of those had you know. I mean, the relationship part I think plays a big role.
Yeah, it plays.
Like, how do you really get along with the child? Do you like him? Do you call him little motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? You know, do you get along with the child? Does the child like you?
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, yeah, that plays a role. But I'm just saying, for me, like when I met my son, mother, she had 2 kids before my son was born. Now, I want to say one was 6 and the other was 4. The boy was 6, the girl was 4. Now, I could be biased when I'm talking about the little girl because I always wanted the little girl, so I didn't give a damn what her mother said. If I wanted the little girl to have this, the little girl was going to have it. I mean, so I wasn't asking her permission to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is my baby. This is how we roll. I'll do for her before I do for you. That was just my girl. So she'd be somewhat biased. So I'm not going to even count her. But as far as her son was, I meant like, and this was before my son was born, if I went and got my hair cut, hey, I'm just taking him. I wasn't asking. And the father, he wasn't really there. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that played a role in it, but I was never trying to step on his toes or anything like that. But I was just, man, we could go get our haircut. I'm not asking her. I'm like, man, we could go to our haircut. If I seen some shoes, and I'm like, man, hey, I think he'd be dope in these shoes. I went and got them.
Right.
I wasn't asking her permission or nothing like that. And it's not that I felt it was my responsibility. I was just treating them like, I'm with your mother. I'm going to treat you as if I have a son. Like I said, my son wasn't born yet. Then when my son came, I still treated them all the same. And like I said, the girl is biased because I can say it now. I did more for the girl, even for my little man, because I was like, I wanted the little girl. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of biased with it, but I did it all for all 3.
But I do still think, because you brought up ages and like they were young. So at that part, I mean, you said 4 and 6 or 2 and 4 or whatever, but they were young. So like they were. I mean, I don't know if you had seen yourself having a whole future with this chick or not, but like it was. I mean, they were moldable, and I mean, like
they were cuter. Let's just be real. They were, when they little, they cute.
And you know something. And you know something. I mean, you may have a point. So I'm not denying it. It could have been the age thing, you know, with them being young. But I think my whole demeanor was, I'm gonna treat your kids as if they were mine. Because later on in life, I met somebody else who had older kids, and I did the same thing. And their father was actually in their life.
In their life.
Yeah, when you say older though, like what was the age with that?
We talking maybe when I got there, we talking maybe 13 and 16.
Oh, so they were already feeling themselves. So like you came in as the real outsider and like.
But I still treated that, and now we're talking 2 girls at the time. But it was still.
I think that also plays a part of also
a boy and a girl.
If it's a boy and a girl, if it's 2 girls, or if it's 2 boys, because. I mean, to be honest, I mean, if it's a boy and he got his dick wet, dude has a whole new outlook on life. And if it's a girl and she didn't got, her shit wet, like she has a whole new outlook on life. Like, I mean, you've heard the term.
You're saying they're more adult?
Well, they're going to pretend like they're adults, and they're going to have more mouth and more talk back, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. You can't sit them down and try to explain to them.
Right, they're going to be more rebellious.
Shit. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Now I will tell you this, and it could have been because they were 2 girls. Now, when I was with my son's mother, the discipline thing, I disciplined them the way I wanted to, and there was no questions or whatever. Now, when I met the other chick who had 2 girls, I just said what I said, and it was never anything. But that could have been because they were 2 girls. Or it could have been because they were older. I don't know.
I mean, see, and that's another thing. Like, I mean, you get with a person
And the
like
father was there.
The other co-parent is there, and like, I mean, some kids could be set in their ways. But like, I don't have to wash dishes after we eat. I wash dishes, blah 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 blah. I think my day to wash dishes. I don't have to take out the garbage. You know what I mean? I mean, like I say, it's different dynamics. I think to every household, and the situations are always there. They're always going to be different because of the other parent, the age of the kids, and are they boy or girl?
And I don't think you really can. You know, listening to y'all now, it's making me think. Maybe you can't really treat them like you would your own, because with your own, you was there from day one. So your own, you know, from age, you know what I'm saying,
Came
1
out
month to 10, they used to you now. Now this new 10-year-old, he got to get used to you. So you really can't treat him like you would your own, because he don't really know how you get down.
And see, and that's the other part of, like, now you can come into a relationship with a woman and like. Are you coming in and trying to buy the kids' love? Like,
I see that a lot too.
Like, you take them in the game, stop. Oh, you play video games, man? I'm gonna go get you a game. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want this new water gun? I'm gonna get you, this new water gun. Or you want a Barbie? I mean, like, you come in.
And you wouldn't do that with your own,
right? But you're doing it with somebody else's kids, trying to buy in respect.
Yeah, but that's the goofy. I don't even want to talk about him.
Right.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Be
dude.
patting him on the head, buying him ice cream.
I don't even want to talk about that dude.
I want to talk about the seriousness though, because I agree with you on that. You can't buy a kid; they're gonna play your ass to the left. I want to talk about the fact that the other parent, your girlfriend or your boyfriend, they have no problem when you spend money on their kid. You know, like you was bringing up, I'm going to get a haircut. I'm taking little man with me. I see these shoes or these dress for the boy or girl. I'm buying them. I don't think they ever have a problem with that. It's when you try to, like, I don't want to keep saying discipline, but when you try to lay down a rule or a law in the house, that's when they have a problem.
That's when this is my kid.
The negative. When it's positive and the happy.
But see, again, I still think that depends on the household, the relationship, and the age wise. Because if
let's say age wise, you think it's easier when they're younger or when they're older?
To be honest, I'm going to say when they're younger, because if let's just say you have a militant personality, and you come in, you know what I mean, like you Sergeant Dickhead. And so, like, you come in and you want this, that way, no shoes by the door. Like, take your shoes off at the door. No dirty dishes after dinner. Like, garbage need to be taken out every night. I mean, so you can come in. If you come in that way, it's almost like, I guess what I'm trying to say is how you start off is how you finish.
Consistency.
You know what I mean? Like, don't come in and like, oh man, it used to be so easy going, and now you just became Sergeant Asshole.
I got you. Yeah,
but also like Stezo was saying. Everybody wants to take the good side of it, but don't believe there's a dark side that comes along with it. You can't accept the good shit, and then, when I'm ready to discipline or I'm setting rules, it's becoming your child.
But see,
so the question is, do you tell me when I buy this good shit for the kid? Do you say, no, don't buy it for him because
that's my child?
But see, that's almost another, like a catch-22, because depending on who you are, and like I know myself personally, like, yeah, me buying little stuff is stuff that I feel it won't affect the budget. It won't affect my life. So like I didn't go out and go buy your Xbox One. You know what I mean? I didn't go.
But what if you did?
No, but I'm just saying. But I didn't, and I won't. Like, I mean, unless it's Christmas, birthday, you got straight A's on the road. That's some different shit. But like, just I was out at the store and I picked up trinket stuff. I call it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not coming in the house with motherfucking the bags. You know what I'm saying, as they say today. Like, I'm coming in the house with, again, trinkets. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I went to the dollar store and picked up some stuff, but, again, like, I wasn't buying, extravagant gifts.
But let's say you hit a lick. Let's just say, you play the ponies, and that $2 holler hit for $5,000. Would you say that you wouldn't go to the store and spend $1,000 on your kid and $1,000 on their kid?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Or let's say $200. Because it ain't going to hurt you.
I mean, that part is true. But again, like...
So you keep your gifts to a minimum when it comes to pricing, period.
Well, no, not just keeping it at a minimum, but am I trying to buy that kid's love?
No,
or like,
you ain't even trying to buy
it. Did they do something to deserve that type of reward?
Yeah, they excellent kids.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The thing is, do you spend the same amount on your kid that you spending on her kid.
Yeah,
because y'all in the
Christmas,
same
birthdays.
household. So you spend more on your kid.
Yeah. I mean, now, don't get me wrong. Now, if all of us live in the same house,
That's what I'm saying. Y'all in the same house.
No. Like my kids live there too, and
your kids live there too.
Yeah, I still spend more on my kid.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't, because I'm treating them all the same.
I mean, I am treating them all the same. I bought you a gift.
Really?
No, I'm not knocking you for feeling that.
Right. I'm telling you, I'm being honest. Like, I bought you.
And you understand if she went
did the
out
same?
and bought her kid an Xbox and bought your kid
A controller.
a controller.
I mean, I can't be mad at her.
So you, but you understand, right? Because to me,
because check it out. At the end of the day, like when you get into game system, and you got a house full of kids, I believe that game system is for the house. Like it might be your game system, but you're going to share that with your brothers and sisters,
Not
regardless.
necessarily. I mean, you in a perfect world.
I mean,
yeah, but
Well, see, now, but then that will. I think somebody had to step in and have to discipline somebody because I mean, I get that. Yeah, you might have certain toys that I don't want you to touch, but like this is a video game system.
okay, let's put it like this. Two 14-year-olds in today's society, whatever. She buys her son a flat screen TV for his room. She gets your son a remote control car. You good?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I mean they got two separate rooms.
Let's say they got two separate rooms. Yeah.
Two separate rooms. Yeah, I'm good because nine times out of 10, my kid probably already has a TV.
But regardless, the thing
that's what I'm
is,
saying.
you know,
Let's knock out what they brought. They giving out cash.
And so like she give my kid 50, but give her kids 100. I've been that way before. Yeah,
I mean, but are you cool with it?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, see, I'm not, because I feel like you're not treating them the same. You're not
right,
treating
we
them
let
as
y'all
equals.
be treated the same.
You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
I mean,
if we want
that-
if you want me to treat yours the same, if I gave mine $250 on graduation, I should give yours $250 on graduation.
Right, I'm getting. We going to a restaurant. I'm getting, you know, them extra value meals. I'm getting your kid a Happy Meal.
Yeah, and they all 15.
Right, you know. No.
See, now using food as example.
They both ate though.
Yeah, but that I don't think that's right.
Why? They both got gifts. They both ate.
Yeah, they both ate. They both full.
I don't think that's
Why?
right on the food side.
Why?
Because food and nourishment and food and libations should all be treated as equally. When it comes to putting clothes on your back and goddamn it, your entertainment, I don't have to treat y'all the same because you didn't come out my body.
But you ate though.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, just like you getting clothes.
Right.
I buy your kids clothes in the
not.
thrift store. I buy my kids clothes from the mall.
And again, I'm
still got
not
clothes.
saying you wrong. How you feel is how you feel. I'm just saying this is another way of looking at it.
Yeah,
I mean, I get what you're saying, but like, no, to me, if I go to the restaurant, yeah, we all go eat the same way. Now, when it comes to
Christmas gifts, we don't get the same Christmas gifts.
No, we don't get the same Christmas gift.
But we get to eat the
amount?
same.
Now, I tell you what. Now, if I go to the store and like, let's say I'm buying the kids' shoes, I'm not going to goddamn it be at the Nike outlet for my kid, then go over to the Payless store for her kids.
Okay.
No, everybody gets Nikes.
Okay.
So what you saying is, when it comes to parenting, not saying your parenting, but parents kind of, they look at things differently.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to certain things.
Yeah.
I can see that. I gotta admit, I can see that.
I mean, because
You know what
like,
I'm saying?
I mean,
but
because
I'm not saying but that's just not me.
I mean,
I
no,
look at things
because
for a dollar value.
nobody will ever do what you go do for your kids, but you. Like they'll never do it the same way. Never.
So-
I don't give a fuck who it is. It could be the kid's grandmother. They're never going to do it the same way you're going to do it.
See,
But it comes down back to what we saying, that you will never be able to treat her kids the same as yours then.
No, I mean,
But is that the best way to handling it though?
what do you mean?
Is that the best way? Each kid should be treated the same. If they all getting good grades, let's say not one bad enough, but they all should be treated the same. And because you're not treating the same, you dividing, you putting one kid above another. Okay, it's your kid, but again, in this household, we're a family.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm a selfish bastard.
You know what I'm saying? It's not.
I'm going to teach my kid you are better than them.
See,
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong.
No, I
I'm
got
not going to be around the house
right.
telling like, hey, you know you better
Right.
than them little fuckers. But no, like,
But in
No, I feel you.
at the end of the day, I mean, like, hey, if I came in with a fresh Sean John goddamn it leather, like, you might not get that same shit.
Okay, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just giving you another way of looking at it. So what's the difference between they all ate these, just got an extra value meal. Your kids got a double burger with fries. He ate. It wasn't as good as her kid.
Let me put it this way: if that's what she do while she's out, then that's how she roll. But when I'm out, if we're stopping at the restaurant, hey man, what you want to eat?
Now,
if you say you want a Happy Meal,
okay,
you get a Happy Meal.
Let me ask you this: she rolls like that. Are you cool with her rolling like that?
No.
That's what we saying.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not.
So you do have a problem with that then?
Actually, but I don't, because at the end of the day, I would in turn do the same shit,
just in a different way.
Yeah.
I got what you saying. You saying on the food side, but then on the clothing side, so you different on certain gifts, certain I got you.
Now don't get me wrong. Like as a kid, like we grew up, and Christmas time might come around. No, like better yet, grades come out. You get $10 for A, $5 for a B. God damn it, hell. Hey, everybody can get that. I mean, I'm not discriminating about that. You got good grades, that's all you. Now, again, Christmas time is around. If I went out and bought my kid a 60-inch TV and y'all in 2 separate rooms, I didn't buy, goddammit, that other kid a 60-inch TV. Now, the smart parent buys something where we can sit this in one room and it's for everybody.
Or 232
Right.
inches.
Oh, okay, we got that. We got that, but, and you're right on that whole point, because you can't, if you can afford 260 inches, buy them.
Right. I mean,
it wouldn't be wise to do it. But the whole thing is, where is it? Where do you come in the point where there's no separation in a household?
I think at that real point, I think we really have gotten married and like we are a real family.
Now that you say that, it's funny because Jaquel just commented. She said, "No, if your child is in my household, I'm treating you all the same. When it comes to care, entertainment, and fun and discipline, we all roll in the same way."
I agree with her. You should. You really should.
Now my thing is this: if you're a man or woman that looks at it as marriage means equality, like Remy just said, if we're married, then we're going to do that. I think that plays a part too. Because you have people who feel that way. I
mean, because there was a time, again, I grew up with a stepfather, and like my man came in, it was all a real conversation, but it was like, man, would you want to take on his last name? And like it wasn't no pressure for me to take his last name, and like they're married now, and like no, I'm cool with my name. I want to be who I am, and all right, well, you know what, I'm gonna still call you son. There we go.
I didn't think about that. The last name, does that play a part too? I mean, not saying
for me.
In treating everybody the same.
Not as far as treating everybody the same, but like I mean, everybody always talk that family and equality stuff. I mean, like put it with like certain. I mean, today's times are different. Well, like back in the day, where you have to take my last name because you want to get my medical benefits or some shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So like today, you don't have to do all that. Whereas just I can add you on because you are my spouse's child. Mm-hmm. It's like and that terminology stuff has changed. Yeah. But in like I say back in the day, some kid would be like, hell yeah, I want your name because you know what, you're the best parent ever. No, I mean, again, I met him when I was a kid in grammar school, but I still wanted to be who I was.
And it does still play that part of, like your, in this situation, you talking about your mother, so stepfather. If your father was still around, you know what I'm saying, that I don't think it'll be even a question. You know what I'm saying? So, because my thing is, I've always said, if the father of your girl kids passed away while they were young, it's a little easier for that, for that to happen, for you to just be the father.
I mean, either that or hell, dude could just be a deadbeat. He ain't got to pass away. He could just be none and void.
Right, or a deadbeat. He's nowhere around to, have a say in nothing because he don't want to be involved.
To go off what Remy was saying, just finished saying, I would feel that, the more I feel about the parent, the more I care about her, it's the more at the same pace I'm beginning to feel about the kid. So if I really care about the mother, I really care about the kid. So regardless, my whole point is, if I'm going to treat that kid as if he or she was mine. That's just me.
So
I
does age play a part with you? Like
it really doesn't. It really doesn't.
So 6 months or 16.
I think the age would bother me with when we talking about discipline.
disciplining.
You know what I'm saying? But I would still, because my whole thing is, I would do for your 16-year-old what I would do for my 16-year-old.
What about gender? Does that play a part?
Not for me, because I look at it like this. You know, I look at it like, if we're together, like, let me give you a scenario. Let's say you with someone, you meet them, you meet their kid at 14. Mm-hmm. That's the beginning of high school, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all move in together, y'all good. Let's say you met her at 12, whatever. Y'all move together, whatever. She's 14. As she grows up and now she's a senior, do you feel, and so you and that mother still together, at some point in time, do you feel this is my responsibility to make sure she got a good prom dress? You know, make sure the mom, make sure she's good.
But see now with that
if
the
parent not there.
No, but see, with that in mind, like, since we're already in the same household, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be paying for this some type of shape, way, and form. You know what I mean? Just because of I am banging the mom, right, and we all live in the same house. Now, to say, well, you know what? You going on prom? Yeah, I'll get you a limo. I mean, yeah, I think at that point, I mean, you're 4 years vested in with this kid. Like, you guys have some type of bond. Like, I mean, you wouldn't do that. Me personally, like, I wouldn't do that off a 2-year relationship. You know what I mean? Like, if it was something new, I wouldn't feel that I had to be vested into that.
That's what.
But, like, after, we got a good 4 years in, and I didn't see your development, coming up.
So you saying the connection with the child that you have
plays a part.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
But that's the thing. That's why if you jump straight to, whenever you all move in together, I would hope that you had some kind of relationship with the kid as well.
Yeah, but
I know it doesn't always work that way.
Yeah,
but
right,
you should already have, like, I'm not saying you should be best of friends, but you know how that kid can be. I mean, how he could. You know, if he's spoiled or she's spoiled, or you know if
you would honestly hope that. But like, and honestly, I think coming from two separate households to bring it into one, the different dynamics of the way they used to live and how you live there's going to be a clash at first. Because again, like, you might, hey, you know what? Hey, I don't want nobody walking in here with no shoes on. Mm-hmm. I need the kitchen cleaned every night. I need the garbage taken. Like, the mother might have been a little more lenient. Whereas just, I need the dishes washed by the time I get home that evening so I can cook. You might be the way, I need that shit clean before y'all go to bed.
Yeah.
See, but that's something that goes on between the parents. That once the two parents decide, okay, this is how we gonna do it, the kids shouldn't have a fucking choice.
I mean, they shouldn't. But, like, you might have got with a chick with some slackers.
I mean, and they may be slackers, but once you all move in together or whatever, and you all sit down and say, okay, this is what we gonna do, regardless of what's going on, whatever agreement, the kids gotta roll with it.
Let me say this, because, pre-show, Remy brought up who moving in where.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say the guy, like we said, is moving into her home, and the kids are 14, 15, and 16. And for the longest, this is how they did things. Now, he's coming in saying, no, I don't do the dishes in the sink overnight. I do, like Remy said, before you go to bed, wash these dishes. You know what I'm saying?
Now
how can you handle that?
I think the way you handle that is Remy doesn't come in and say, do the dishes, blah, 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 the first time. Him and the mother together say, well, this is what goes on now.
Well, see, now,
you know what I'm saying? Now it's him and the mother comes in and say the same thing.
You almost have that ideal white people thing in your mind.
No, it's not even an ideal. No, what it is. It's a parent saying, this is how we roll.
No, but I get that. Like, I mean, everybody's seen that TV show. Or goddamn, we're getting the multiple families together, and like, we're going to blend, but we're going to sit down and talk about the house rules.
But you should.
No.
Yeah.
In reality, you should. But does that really happen? Not all the time.
That's the problem.
Not all the time.
It doesn't happen.
It does,
but that's what I was saying. I know it doesn't happen, but it should.
Yeah.
Because it don't happen is why we run into these fucking problems.
Because it don't happen. Now, you know Ricky T, he say you should plan a day to spend with only you and the child or children. They will respect you for including them in that, in your life. I never thought about that.
What do you mean as far as so they could get to know you, or he's saying just that should be every week thing?
So they can get to know you. Like if you're new to it and y'all playing this life together, you and the mother, Yeah, I think you should have time with just you and her.
That
kids.
one good time.
Again, like
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand that. I don't see anything wrong with
Probably
that.
more than one though.
Like-
Depending on if it may take more than one time.
like coming up with, like I said, I had stepfather, and so like I mean, I remember we went camping. So it gave us a time to bond. I mean, like, yeah, we went fishing and, you know what I mean? Like, we did a bunch of different things together. And so, like, yeah, it gave us time to bond. But, like, at the end of the day, I'm not saying, no, nigga, you ain't my daddy. But, like, I mean,
you learned about him, you think?
I
You know,
mean-
about y'all one-on-one, did you learn more about him?
I mean, yeah, we talked, but, like, it wasn't like we sitting around having an in-depth.
Right.
right. I
Like,
get you.
I think, to be honest, of when I got older is when me and his bond got closer.
Because y'all still did the one-on-ones, though. It was
Well,
just y'all, right?
No, it wasn't necessarily the one-on-ones, but, like, our conversations got different.
Okay.
Whereas, like, I can actually talk to you about girls, and I can talk to you about, you know what I mean?
These hoes.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I can talk to you about different things now. Now, you know, as a kid, like, I'm not about to sit there and come to you like, hey, blah, blah, blah. But, like, you know, again, as an adult, hey, man, we can sit around and smoke cigars. And, you know, I mean, like, to me, our bond is still growing.
But you know,
I got you,
you know, when you start doing that, you saying you supposed to go. You was an adult,
Right. I mean, yeah.
So you were mature. You were more mature.
I mean, but again, my
But
man.
do you think the blueprint, was laid because of y'all relationship when you was a kid, though? Because, I mean, I'm like, you know, my mother, she had I call lifelong boyfriend, and we don't do that shit.
Yeah, well, see,
Because we didn't have no relation. We didn't have no bond back in the day.
I don't think it was the blueprint that was being laid. I think it was just, again, it was of age and maturity.
Yeah.
Where like, again, my man seen me, goddamn it, not in diapers, but he seen me as a kid. You know, I was a video game playing, goddamn it, kid. And
But y'all
so-
had some kind of bond, though.
yeah, I used to sneak in, like, when they went at home, I used to watch his porno tapes and wind it back to the same number.
But no, I get what you're saying. It was more he got older,
Yeah.
some mature things. So now, you know, instead of saying, you know, now I'm an adult, I can say, you want a beer? You know what I'm saying? We could talk.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I mean,
and
like,
you
put
said
it-
that had nothing to do. And I get you.
Like,
I
put
get
it this
you.
way, like now, like, if a motherfucker asks me who that is, I say that's my father. Like, I'm not gonna say that's my stepfather. No, that's my father.
Right.
I mean, again, that's just of age and the
But
time.
I ask you, you know what I'm saying, 15,
Yeah,
20
15
years ago,
yeah,
you
that's
like,
my stepfather.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Today, yeah, that's my father. I mean, like,
Because I got a lot of friends who, you know, they got in relationships with women that had kids, and they were young. And to this day, I see how they treat them, and I just always felt that it's because they were young. You know, they treat them like they're their kids, and they grew up to respect them as their father. They know you're not dad because they wasn't that little, but he's been around for so long, married their mother. They see him as father, and I just always felt it's because of the age.
I mean,
I
again,
don't think you can have that at 14 and 15.
You can't.
It's just more of a respect of you're
Yeah,
my
you can.
mother's
Yeah, you can.
husband or man.
You can.
You think so?
I don't
I'm a
think
living
so.
example of it. Yeah, you can.
Oh, really?
The second was the girls.
Uh-huh.
Her youngest still say dad. It kind of tripped me out. Like, damn, she really see that. And I met her like 13, 14,
Oh, damn.
how old is she today?
22, 21.
Oh, okay. Well,
So you can do it. And like I said, I think a lot of it is how I treated her as if I didn't have a daughter, but it was never no. I would treat you as if you was mine.
I think the big word that goes along with that is the respect word. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously,
respect has a lot
like
to do with it.
she respected you and you respected her boundaries, and like, I mean, like, you're talking about girls,
Right.
like, they saw the way you treated their mother.
Yeah.
So like, if you was
They really didn't want to like me then. No, I'm sure. Go ahead.
I mean, but if you was the dude around there like beating her up, and
Right,
shit,
right.
like, oh no,
Right.
we don't want that asshole
Right.
around. I mean, but no, like, they saw the way you treated, you know, their mother, and like, yeah, that bond and respect, I think, grew. And like you said, you always wanted the girl anyway, so like you already
Right, so maybe,
you had a liking
Right.
because she already had girls. So like, you came in the door, oh shit, she got girls. I ain't never had one. Bow, I got me some now.
and, you know, I guess that's kind of, not to get too personal, that's kind of how I am, because I have girls, and my lady has sons, so it's like, you know, I remember my boy said it. He was like, oh, you finally got your boy. And it fucking, like you said, it fucked my head up. Like, huh? You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, you finally got somebody to watch the Bears games, to, you know, talk your shit to. And I never saw it like that. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know, 2 years later, or 3 or 4 years later, I get what he was saying. You know,
I mean, like
I never thought about it.
the growth and the development of, I mean, the relation. I mean, again, like I think if you catch it young, like you will have a better relationship with that kid.
Yeah, if you catch young, I agree with that. You catch me young, you would have.
I mean, like
you have a better chance.
I think the cap is them going into high school. Like and that's probably what 13, 14, that age.
Yeah.
So you know something. I'd have said all that they were like 10, cause 12, somewhere around it, because they weren't in high school. They were like in 7th, 8th grade. So all that I was saying, let me recant that. It when you said high school, I'm like, no, them motherfuckers wasn't in high school. I think one was probably a freshman and one was like 7th grade or something.
Now here's 2 more comments we got, kind of what we going on, and it's kind of what we were saying. One was from Jaquel. She said, yes, the mom and stepfather have to stick together 100% if they want things to work. And then Ricky T say, the kids won't respect dad if mom doesn't openly show support for dad. They got to see it for themselves. How much of a part do you think the other parent plays in you being able to?
A hell of a lot. This is why, like I said, when Remy stated, you know, where these dishes need to be washed, no, he can't do it. Especially at the beginning. Both of them parents need to say, like what carries weight if Remy goes in and say, hey, I'm gonna need these dishes washed before y'all go to bed.
Right.
And then they run their mouth, and then they say something to their mother, and they say, well, what did he say? And then, well, he said wash it. Well, what you waiting on?
Yeah,
that carries weight.
It does. It
because
really
now
does.
it's like, you know, because a kid's gonna test you and see how far they can
play
get
one
with
against the other.
Right. But if the parent like, well, what did he say?
Yeah.
Okay, well, get it done. Well, and they gonna mumble, man, I ain't never had to do this before he got it. Yeah, it's life. You'll be all right. I did it. I ain't never had to do this bullshit, but hey.
Yeah.
But then when you see to reap the benefits that comes with that, you know, when you want to go out on your little date with your girl, you say, well, he say, here go a couple of dollars. You, oh, damn. I might wash the dishes.
All right, Stezo Petty. Does a benefit have to come with it?
No, it doesn't. But if you know your kid,
is it better if it did though?
It's not that it's better if it did, but if you're a parent or you know, if a kid doing what they got to do and they ask you for something, how many times you gonna be like, no, get out of my face? If the kid
that's
is doing,
what I'm saying. You
don't have to.
You gotta be that parent that say, you know what, you are following my rules. I got you.
And also, you
can line up allowance. Well,
I mean, you could do that.
If you like. You got chores. I mean, like this week you on dishes. I mean, if it's 2 kids, this week you on dishes. This week you on garbage. Mm-hmm. If you do that by the end of the week, here, I'm gonna just hit you with some cash.
Right. I mean, or like you said, you know, I don't think that you know, it shouldn't come with benefits.
Yeah.
But I would think any decent motherfucker that'd be like, you know, I ain't got no problem out this kid. I ask this kid to take out the garbage. I don't get no. They take it out. You know what I'm saying? School, they come do their thing. Mm-hmm. The kids say, oh, man, I want to go to the show with my friends. Okay, you might throw them a dub. Okay, whatever.
I feel the same way. Like, so, if I'm coming in with these, like you said, I ain't had to do it before. So if I'm coming with these new rules, and you are, you know, you huffed to your mom, but you abiding by them, I feel as a parent in this house that want to treat you like my own, I should reward you.
Yeah.
You know, I should reward you.
Because I reward my own.
Because exactly, I will reward my own. So I can't just say, yeah, do it and do it again. You know,
right? You know, now you being that Captain Dickhead that you came in.
That Cinderella shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm moving my grandma. I ain't got time for this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Auntie, I live with you.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga tripping.
Right.
So yeah, I think you should reward him though. Yeah. But I know it sounds beautiful, but I just do not think you will ever be able to treat you know how they do that whole scenario if your wife and mother was both drowning, who do you save? If your child and her child were both drowning, who are you trying to save? I think it's the same scenario.
See, that's where we kind of differ. I do think you could do, but you did say this as well. You can do the good thing. I just don't think you can never treat that child when it comes to discipline.
Right,
I think you can, But that has to be at a young age.
Right.
Now, that part has to be at a young age.
They gotta be young.
That part may have to be at a young age.
You can't discipline them the same when they older.
But treating them on a good thing as your kid, I think you can do that.
I think it's a time served thing. Like at the end of the day, I mean, you just don't reward dummies. You know, I mean, but like even when it comes to discipline, I mean, like again, if I've been with you for the last 4 years, I mean, goddamn, we're way past just the what's up or how you doing phase in our life now. Like, nigga, you ain't using up all my toothpaste. Like,
stop spraying my cologne.
Right.
I mean,
that
like,
bottle costs $80.
Like, we're at a different phase in our life now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a boy, you might be in there hey man, look, get your little toothbrush, use a little bit of this, clean your gym shoes, keep them white. You know what I'm saying? You might be giving them little tips like that. I mean, again, I think there's a timing issue. Like, if we only been dating if we 6 months in, and like I'm probably not gonna be
right. Then you know you 6 months in, I'm gonna treat your kid 6 months in worse.
I mean,
2 years, I'm gonna treat him 2 years worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do agree with that.
I agree with that too.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a little rough to admit, but
that's like I said. It's more the more I care about your mother, I'm gonna begin to care about you.
I mean, which is true.
But you
know
get caught up though, because okay, let's say you 6 months in and you treat them certain ways. Now you 6 years in. Can you really say I'm gonna treat you, 6 years in? Work?
Actually, I can
because 6 months to 6 years, I've been kind of trying to fill you out.
At 6 years we didn't felt out already.
Right.
Okay.
I know he wants the big piece of chicken, but you can't get
it. You know, I know what he's capable of doing.
You know what I mean? Like you can get a steak, you can't get the bone in.
Because think about it. Because you treat that kid as if it's yours, if that shit don't work out between you and his mother, you really still don't have no animosity with the kid if the kid want to still hang out with you.
And I see that to this day.
Now see, but then I think, again, that plays off with age also. Because if it's a kid under 12 and you have that type of bond, maybe not. Now, if it's an older kid where, like, you and the mother were together and, like, shit just broke bad and the kid's older and y'all didn't have that relationship where, motherfucker can call on you, hey, man, look, I need to holler at somebody and I need an outsider's perspective.
See, and you know something? I think, and this is my opinion, I think that if a kid fuck with you, a kid gonna fuck with you. Even if you're not with that parent.
I don't know. I think up to a certain age. I mean, I think.
They not gonna say, "Ooh, I need this, but they always gonna like you. You know what I'm saying? Now you don't fuck with them because the parents say, "I'm not with him no more. Don't talk to him." But the kid themselves be like, "He was cool with me. Shit just didn't work out with y'all."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask y'all this, because Jaquel made a good point. She says, from a mother's standpoint, you can treat them the same as long as you all are on the same page. And I'm going off, she said, from a mother's standpoint, because what you just said, that nigga, made me think. When you 5 years old and he been a good person from the age of 5 to 10, but it didn't work out with you and him, but he's still cool with me. You know what I'm saying? I think that's more when they're older. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, repeat that. What do you mean?
When from 5 to 10, I think that if it don't work out, but you was cool with him, I don't think the child, male or female, will still want that relationship
connection
with that guy.
with the outside
but
person.
When he's older and let's say from 10 to 17 and you was there but it didn't work out with the mama, he may still want that connection because he was learning so much about being a man from you.
I think and you're right, but I think the thing is the difference between that 5 to 10 year old and that from 10 to 15, from 5 to 10, they want that connection with you. They just can't do it because they're 5 to 10. The 15-year-old has a little bit more resources where they can reach out to you.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's not to say that the 5 to 10 don't want to keep having it. They just can't.
They don't know how.
Because they don't know how.
Okay.
But the 10 to 15-year-old, they got a little bit more resources.
So can we all agree that age definitely plays a part in it?
Yes, age plays a part.
As far as them,
age plays a part.
Makes it easier. I think it makes it easier, yeah.
Harder or easier.
Yeah, I mean, age definitely plays a part.
Yeah.
I mean, then the timing of the relationship plays a major part of that also.
Let me give you the little quick story about my man real quick. He was like, I think he had been with he married the mother when the little girl was 8. And like I said, now I think she's about to graduate. So that's
he's
roughly
vested.
10 years.
Yeah, he's vested.
Now, this is what he said to his wife. Look, we got things to do. We got to pay for this girl tuition. It's not his daughter. But he said to them, look, we need to take care of this girl tuition. So he made that like, that's part of my responsibility. Do you two think you could ever get to that point with someone else?
Yeah.
Oh, so you can?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's the timing thing.
But again, like you said, it's the timing, because if she 15 and not 17, I may not feel that way. Even though my daughter's 17 and I know what I'm planning for my child, I can't say that I got the same plan for your child, because my plan for my child been in the works for a minute.
Right.
You gotta get what I'm saying?
Right, in that sense, yeah.
And you know what? Fuck it. Stezo petty. It's like retirement. Am I vested?
No, I agree.
Am I vested? Do I got 5 or 10 years in?
So
when I'm vested, I feel more,
right, and plus, you had a plan before you even when my child came out the womb.
Yeah.
I can't do the same thing it took me 16 years to get for my child, and yours in 2.
You know what? I'm gonna give y'all an example. When I was working a certain job, I found out you can get credit in your child's name. And the guy told me the same way you can fuck up your kid credit by putting the light bill and cable in their name, you can build their credit by signing them onto your credit card. Now, I did that for my own, for both of them. I signed them up on my credit cards when they was little. So now when they get older, yeah, they credit, it better be straight.
They got a history.
Right, they got a credit history. Now, I can tell my girl that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I can't step out and do it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I do it, I need her input. I need that information. So now let's just say I did it for my own. I want to do it for yours too, because I know this is a good thing to do.
Now, would it be the thing that you do it for them, or would you just advise her to do it for her own kids?
I have no choice but to advise, because they're her kids.
But
you kind of get what I'm saying?
Right. You're right on that, because you can't do. But what if you didn't need? Let's say by something.
If I didn't need it,
didn't need. Would you do it?
If I didn't need it, hell yeah, I would do it. I would do it, because I know the benefits of it. But now, by me doing it, I got to explain to you what I did, why I did it.
And
I need you to understand. Yeah, because it's credit. I mean, because
right,
it's credit.
Okay,
because it's credit. You know how it is with credit.
But the good gesture is a good gesture.
Yeah, but the good gesture, hell yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I know it's going to benefit my kids. I want your kids to have the same benefits.
Because how I feel about you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
And again, can we all agree like how you feel about the other person plays another major part of this?
Yeah.
Like I said.
Yeah.
As more as I like you, I begin to like your kid.
If I'm building with you for a future, I'm building your kid's future.
I begin
because I want y'all ass out the house.
Right.
Let's be real. It all goes down to I want your kids out the house and functioning. I want us both to run around butt naked one day. You know what I'm saying? But no, seriously, yeah, it really does. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't see a future with you, I don't really give a fuck what your kids do.
As long as they don't burn the house down.
Hell yeah. Or touch my shit. They can burn your shit down all day. You know what I'm saying? But if I ain't got no real future, you know what? This gonna sound crazy, but is that a way that a man shows how he really feels about a woman?
Because of the interest in the kids?
Yeah. I think
that shit goes a long way.
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah. It goes a hell of a long way.
Because we just sat up here and said all these things we're doing because we see a future with the mother, and we growing to love the mother more and more.
And they recognize that shit, because I'm tell you something else. My son's mother, before my son got born, I was with her probably 2 years before he got here. I was with her, and because that approach I had where I treated her kids as if they was mine, I didn't have none, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just treating, okay, if I did have one, that's how I do it. I want to say not the first year, but the year after that, I was claiming one of her kids on, you know what I'm saying, taxes, so to speak. But she allowed me to do that because the benefits was throughout the year, I was treating her kids as if they were mine. So that's her recognizing that.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, you would see that.
Yeah.
And that's probably one reason she said, well, damn, if he treat my kids like that, if I have a kid by him, how can he not treat his like that? So they look at you like that. And I would think, even as me being a guy, if a woman did that to my son, it makes me look at her like, damn, okay. Because she's like...
Well, let me ask y'all fellas, because we all guys, of course. Do you tend to catch yourself checking your girl to make sure she doesn't overdo it on your kids to make a strong impression on you?
Well, see, I don't want her to buy the love.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you can, I mean, it's cool for you to do stuff because I've been married. And so, like, when my daughter used to come around, like, damn, where'd she go? She's with her.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they built a bond together. Like, oh, shit, I want to come out to the house. And it's like, I'm coming to see her. So you're not coming to see me? I'm just your chauffeur. I'm here to get you there and to get you back home. Like, once you're there, like, I don't see you no more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't be mad at that. But, like, yeah, like... I mean, like, I had a little girl, like, she was suckering them up. Like, they go to Dominic's and they coming back with Barbie dolls. How do you pull that off?
But you know something. But you know something. I don't think it could be, but I had a situation, and I don't think that they're necessarily buying the kid love. They just don't know how to say no.
I mean, I get that
because I dealt with something like that, and it was tripped out. My last two girlfriends, they actually neither one had a kid, and when I say my son could go to the store with him, and I'm like, so how the fuck you come back? Y'all going for, just some paper towels or something.
Right.
Why the fuck you come back with a Connect 4 game? Like, how do we get... He said he wanted to play this. Wait. I'm like, so I don't think she was trying to bounce. She just didn't know how to say no.
I mean, like...
but that comes with each parent. Your first kid, sometimes you don't know how to say no. But as you get along, he be like, hell no.
I mean, some people are suckers out there. And like, some kids are just adorable.
Right.
Like, you might get caught up in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, true story. Like, me and my daughter, we go to Walmart. I got her with me. We supposed to be going there to get some Cheerios, a little milk, some shit. She said, I want a doll. I said, you can't have a doll. She threw a tantrum. She said, God damn it, blah, 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 don't treat me like this. I walked away with that. I pushed in the cart. Like, you know what? You should have came to the store with her. And so from here on out, she stopped going to the store with me.
See, but that came from years. Now, if she was that little baby, that little 2-year-old,
She was a baby. This motherfucker laid down in the middle of Walmart like 8 o'clock in the morning.
So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, when you first have your kid, they say, I want this. You be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? But, hell, once that motherfucker get old, then you kind of, that second kid come, you be like, no. So, I think it's not always necessarily you trying to buy the kid love. You just like, there's just that new fucking kid, and you like, oh, okay.
Well, do you catch yourself with a soft spot, though? Like you were saying, your girl had girls. So if her second child, was a girl, I mean, you would still catch yourself, as a sucker for girls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying it was never me trying to buy their love or anything like that. That was just me.
Did it off
that was just me because one, I wanted a little girl,
yeah.
But it was never trying to buy love. But I'm just saying, in defense of that woman doing that stuff, and you be like, how the fuck you come back with this? It's not always she trying to buy the love. It's just more so like, this is that new kid. But sucked. The same shit. But
so you say suck?
Right.
I don't know if it's
but here's the thing though. That same kid, 4 years down the road, y'all still together. And that kid asks for nothing. She be like, no, what do you do to deserve this? The kid not new no more. So it's like, no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not fresh no more.
That fresh new content.
Right, you're not fresh no more. It's not that I was trying to buy your love. You was just new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing in relationship. Yeah, I'll go look at this bullshit ass movie because you knew. You know what I'm saying? You actually just went 4 years down the line. I'm straight.
Yeah. So take one of your girlfriends.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You knew.
You ain't got one.
You're fresh.
Take my mama.
Right. So, you get away with that. And the kid know that. And the kid sitting there thinking that, well, if you want my dad, that's a fuck up kids. You want my mother, you want my, hey, you gonna buy me this. Because,
now,
kids.
show me the part that plays, though.
What do you mean?
When the kids know that I can get over on you because you're with my mother. So when you start coming with the rules and regulations of the house, they say, well, like, for example, if it was your child and they was fucking up, tremendously, you would kick them out. But if they know in their back pocket, you're not gonna kick me out because you love my mother. How does that play?
What you mean? I'm kicking her out
But
too.
you know, but no.
Y'all gotta go.
But like I said, I think the kid is only
really
gonna
bastard.
play that if we go all the way back. We rewind back to what Remy was saying earlier about the washing dishes. If I say get the fuck out, and back then you even knew your mother was like, well, what did he say? You like, well, damn, she's siding with him. If he say get the fuck out, if you did something for him to get the fuck out, you like, do I really go to my mother? Because she gonna say, well, what did you do? And then you like, fuck, now I gotta explain myself. And if it's fucked up, she gonna say, well, again, you might just have to get the fuck out.
So then it all depends on the tremendousness of what they do.
And it always depends on the fact that that mother is gonna, or who the parent who just came is always got the backing of the actual parent. So you can't play, if I got his back, you know what I'm saying, or I got her back, what the fuck can a kid do? You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm leaving. Well, we wanted you out anyway.
All right, well, Kels brought up, she said, because kids are the cause of many breakups. This is on the live. So I asked her to explain it because I want to bring it up on the show now. And she said, like, when men just are not feeling your kids, that causes problems and eventually a breakup, or when the mother is not standing with the stepfather when it comes to rules and regulations.
Yeah, I think...
This...
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I had to hit more. The phone don't load up anymore. It said this brings disrespect, and there goes another problem, and eventually a breakup. So it's kind of like what you
That's
said.
the discipline.
If
That's
she's
the
not
discipline
backing
part.
you,
Right. That's the discipline.
Yeah.
The kids break up the relationship when the discipline. I mean, but do the kids actually break up, or it's just the mere fact that the two parents just can't agree on how to discipline the kids?
Again,
I say kids.
I mean,
Some kids can.
Because I think we touched on this before, and I said before, like, kids can't break up a relationship.
Yeah.
It's more the adults.
Right.
I mean,
think
the adults are definitely in control. Like, I'm not about to let a 10-year-old dictate who I date. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree.
really?
I disagree.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not asking your permission if you like her.
Right.
Like,
No, it's not the liking. It's a kid can manipulate a parent on how they think the kid is getting treated.
No, I get that. Now, again, of being treated. Like, so if you telling me that when you come home from school and she doesn't feed you, so I'll have a talk with her about that. And if it continues to go on that way, then I have a problem.
Right.
Now, if it was something that happened maybe once because, I don't know, whatever else was going on, then goddamn it,
Yeah, okay, but let's take that. Let's take the whole he don't feed me. Like, the kid come home and you made something to eat, but they don't want it.
well, then you ain't eating.
So now mom come home and, did you eat? No. So now she in your face and you like, no, I made blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? He didn't eat it. And she like, oh, okay. Now this keeps happening. You know what I'm saying? So now it's almost like you got to prove you made the food.
Well, not even that though. Is well, again, my word against theirs. But goddamn, I'm a fucking adult. I ain't got to prove shit.
But some parents don't
I'm
get
not-
no fuck
But
about
like,
being
but like you
adult.
said, that's not. Is that really the kid breaking them up, or is that
Yeah,
the
because
parent?
the kid know what they doing.
Yeah.
But the-
Because
You-
I've done it. What I'm saying,
That's the
I've
thing.
done
And
it.
here's the thing. I think the parent know that the kid doing it. So I'm blaming the parent. Because the parent knows that the kid is doing that. If he's like, really?
See, I think
You know,
at that
I
point
don't
the
think
relationship
mother
was
knew.
probably going downhill, and that was just a way for them to get out.
no, I think
we're gonna blame it on the kids,
I think
and that's why we can't be together.
Yeah, but I think that the parent knows, like you said, kids do it. I've done it. The parent knows that. How many times your mother say, I know what you're doing because I did it before. But if she let you...
I didn't have that.
Oh,
I don't know if I was just slicker than the average bear,
But I just mean the parent. You hear that shit a lot. You know, I know what you're doing because hell, I did it with my parents when you were young. When I was young.
Yeah, but I
so
think
my thing is, if I know the kid is doing that and I let it go on, I think it's my fault because I know. Once I know.
Again, I think if the kid is breaking up your relationship was already over.
Yeah,
Like, you knew some shit was already bad, and like that was just the icing on the cake for it. Like, you want to treat my kids a certain way, you know, it's over.
yeah, like
you know,
like I can't fuck with you if you got a badass kid. I can't.
Yeah, I
But,
can't
but here's the thing though. I would stay there, but my whole thing is I'm gonna try to discipline the kid. Be like, hey, blah blah blah. Now, if you don't agree with it, I'm out the door. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm out the door.
Because you know you're not doing nothing to put him in harm.
Right. My thing, I'm not gonna kill the kid, but it is an issue that this kid is doing whatever the fuck they want to do.
I mean, now we keep using the word discipline, and like whether if you giving out a whooping or like you might be a person that say, well, you know what, hell, yeah, I gave him a timeout. Like I didn't put my hands on him. I didn't even yell at him. I just told him he had to go sit over there in the corner by himself for 10 minutes. So when the other parent comes home and he put me on punishment. That's all he did. Can't be mad at that. I didn't yell. I didn't scream.
But what if she's that mother that she come home and see her baby in the corner crying?
And then as a real adult, you're supposed to say, well, what happened? And you know what? She was over there playing with matches, and goddamn it,
I don't play that shit.
My theory is this. Did it work? I don't give a if the timeout worked and he got the fuck and you got your point across and he stopped doing it, I'm good. If you put your hand on him and the shit worked and it needed to be done, I'm good with it.
Well, I'm a little different. I've always felt that if we're not, I don't care if we're married, don't spank my kids. Let me do that.
I don't know. I think it's the pressure. I think it's the difference of the crime. God damn it.
I still say because you may go too far.
See, but that's the thing.
Just like I may go too far on spanking, you know.
But that's the thing, though. I think that's where your judgment as an adult come through. You know, my thing is, if you leave your kid in the guardianship, in the care of someone, you giving them permission to discipline your kid if your kid is getting out of order.
Yeah, discipline. I'm just saying corporal punishment. I mean, because I may feel my kids can take 15 to 20. You know what I'm saying?
But no, this is what I'm saying.
Your child can't.
This is what I'm saying. I mean, you giving them, because my thing is, if you left your kid with someone, you wouldn't leave your kid with someone that you think will over abuse them if they did something wrong, would you?
No.
Right.
Yeah,
so that's the thing. I mean, you don't know nothing. You don't know it, but the thing is, you wouldn't leave your kid if you had some thought in your head. And don't get me wrong, shit happens, but you're not going to leave your kid with anybody that you know would harm your kid.
Right.
So if you did come back and your kid end up getting a whooping, you could go to the other parent and you could say, well, what happened? Because you like, this parent wouldn't have did it unless it was necessary. So I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Because I think it's not to cut you off, I think it's a tricky situation, because if the kid like you were saying, manipulate, you know what I mean, the other parent.
Yeah.
Well, all I did was not. No. What did you really do? Now, if you can tell me out your mouth, this is what you did, well, then you deserve what you got.
Because it now becomes it kind of becomes my word against your word, you know, unless you got physical tape.
Like
that's why I think corporal punishment plays a different role in it.
Like, I always had this rule with my son, and I always felt this way. If I leave him in the care of somebody, apparently I trust this person to watch my kid. You know, so if I leave my kid with somebody, and let's say I take him over her house, this could be the first time he's ever seen her, and I leave, and it's a sink full of dishes at her house, and she says, and I leave, and she say, hey, get in there and wash those dishes. Now, he may look at her like, I don't even live here. And he can say, I don't live here.
Yeah.
And she said, but I said, go in there and wash those dishes. This may sound fucked up, but my son is to do it. When he sees me, he brings it to me and let me deal with it, because one, he's still a child. That's just my theory. So my thing is, I don't think that somebody that I'm leaving you would do that. Now, I would tell him, don't do anything that risks in your life. Like, she goes, go play in the street. Don't go fucking play in the street. But if she's saying that, you could wash those, you could half-ass wash them or whatever. But you come to me, when you see me, you say, hey, Dad, man, she had me do this. And then let me handle it, because I still think you're a kid and you stay in the kid's place.
Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, like, I would expect them to be rebellious about that shit. Like, this is my first time. I'm not about to wash your.
I understand that, but
what if you raise them that way to speak up when they feel they're being wrong?
And I said he said that, and I mean he could say it, and he say I told her I don't live here. But my thing is, I left you in the care of an adult.
So you said respect your elders.
That's one part of it. That's one part of it. But the other part is, I'm also trusting that this woman wouldn't do that. I wouldn't leave. But like we said, anything can happen.
Right, yeah. Shit possible.
But, if it's not harm way, I'm giving you permission. Because like I said, I left you in care of him. So if he hungry, I expect you to feed him.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
I get that. Now, if the stipulation was, well, if you wash the dishes for me, I'll cook something to eat. I can see them washing.
Well, no. I'm not looking for justification why she did it.
No. I'm just saying now, if motherfucker just say, well, man, wash the dishes because goddamn you a kid and you need to wash the dishes, then if the kid say, no, I'm not going to do that because one, I don't live here, and two, this ain't my, you know what I'm saying?
Right, I just came today. These dishes already here.
I will respect him. I will respect him when he say, hey, I didn't wash the dish, so she had attitude.
I have no problem with. I'm not saying that's wrong, anything like that. It's just for me. I always keep it in mind. A kid stays in a kid place.
Yeah, I'm the same.
That's just me.
I'm the same.
That's just me. So I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, because I do agree. Like he'd be like, man, he can half-ass wash the dishes. He could just throw some water, whatever.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I left you in their care. So you're a kid. And that's what I did. Let me deal with that.
I gotta disagree with you on this one a little bit, because like, if I left my kid with someone and first time over there, they got me over here cleaning their whole fucking house. And what did you do? I didn't do it.
I'm with you.
I agree with you. You shouldn't do that.
He can half-ass do it.
I don't even want you to half-ass do it. I want you to get on the phone and call me and tell me what the fuck is going on.
Now, if he could get on the phone and call me, we could go from there.
Yeah,
but I'm saying if
different.
he can't get in contact with me, it's gonna be fucked up, and it'll probably be the last time I see this chick. It'll be the last time he see her, and we'll have it with her and I have it out.
Because she fooled him.
Right.
Because he wouldn't have left her if he thought his child was going to be labeled.
I apologize to my kid.
I get all that, but like at the end of the day, if my kid, goddammit, said, I'm not doing that shit, I wouldn't come back and be able to discipline my kid.
Well, no, I'm not disciplining. I
don't even want him to half-ass the job. I don't even want you got to go sit in the corner if she tell you to go sit in the corner. See, because you wouldn't do what she wanted.
Because I'm a firm believer of this. You can't ask me to watch your kid, and then you want to put stipulations on how I watch your kid.
Yeah, because you can't do that.
You want me to watch your kid. You can't put stipulate unless it's some health reasons. You cannot. You can't take your kid to your mother and say, "Hey, this is." I mean, if you got rules as far as she going to bed and stuff like that, I guess you could do that. But to me, because that whole using that as an example, I always use that as an example because I always hear kids talking back to teachers in school, and I always told my son, "Look, a teacher, you can go back and forth with a teacher." And you could be 100% right, and I come up there, I'm gonna be mad at you because you went back toe to toe with an adult. Even though you're right, because you still gotta stay. You're a child, and I think that's and not try to get upset. I think that's a lot of issues with, kids now because they like, well, my mother gonna agree with me, my father gonna agree with me, but you're still a fucking child,
right?
So that's why I use that example. Tell me, and then let me fight it.
I mean, no. I agree with you 100% of respect your elders, and that is an adult. But if I drop my kids somewhere and they're telling you to do some shit that, goddamn it, you don't even do at home.
But what's the chances of you dropping them there?
Right.
You dropping them there because you feel
I feel comfortable with where I'm leaving them at. But like, if again, crazy shit happens.
Yeah.
And like, mother told you to go take out the garbage. Oh, you wouldn't take out the garbage? Yeah, you an idiot. Now, mother told you to go wash some dishes. I don't wash dishes at the crib. I understand your grief. Now, did he talk back to her? Or did he just say, no, I don't do that?
Right. So
there's
it's a respect level.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying if she say go wash the dish, she's like, what? And just go do it. He like, but I don't live here. And, he's trying to, and he tells me that, like, I told her I didn't live here or whatever. But, Dad, you know something? She was an adult. I just felt I was gonna talk to you about it and let you handle it. That's my man.
I would be on my kid's side.
You know, and that's my point. I'm on his side.
We're not saying what side you want me on, because I would too. I'll be on my kid's side too.
But what I'm saying is, I don't want him to touch shit. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but you want him to call you.
I mean, no, call me.
I
mean, like he said, he can't get in touch with me now.
So what does the kid do while you gone? He just sit there and get yelled at?
Issue. That's the issue I'm talking about.
I mean, well, then I will deal with that when I get back. But
but he has to do something until you get back.
The kid got to just go, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and knock this bullshit out. But when my father
just walk outside and just walk until I get there?
Yeah, my father will hear about this.
You dropped your kid off with whoever, with somebody you trusted.
Right.
Then once they get over there, I mean, obviously, somebody, I'm going to say you're dating this person.
Right. Yeah.
So you drop them off over there, and the motherfucker say, man, get in there and wash them dishes. Without giving any back talk, hey, I don't even wash dishes at the crib. Go sit there with your hands folded, goddamn it, until I get back.
Okay.
Now, if that adult says some shit like, well, get the fuck out of my house, or blah, 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 because you're not going to do my rule.
Yeah, we have a problem.
Now we have a bigger issue.
My concern there is, if my son couldn't get in contact with me, what if this person said go wash those dishes? What's the next thing they're gonna do? Are they gonna hit my kid? Are they gonna tell him to get the fuck out? Now my kid stay sitting outside until I get back.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Because my thing is, I want my kid to be in less confrontation until I get there.
I get all of that.
So I get what you're saying. So and I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm on my kid's side too.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, as far as if my kid don't wash dishes at the crib, I don't expect him to go to nobody else's house.
I don't expect him to do it, but what is he to do if she said that and I'm not there?
I mean, well,
that's
what I'm saying.
Well, see,
we saying get in touch with us. And
the fucked up part,
unfortunately, you got
the fucked up part about that, of the reality of the situation. Gonna have to see what the consequences of that action plays out. Because if that person, if you obviously you thought your kid was in a safe place, so all of a sudden, like, this the woman or whoever then turned into a Nazi person, you actually had to knew that trait of her before this even happened.
No, that's not necessarily true. Because you wouldn't have dropped her if you saw that in her. You wouldn't have done that.
You just saying you ignored it. Right, you saying it was there, you just ignored it.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have. You're not gonna put your kid in harm's way.
Yeah, but you had to know that's that type of person's attitude.
I mean, you can
if you don't do what that person won't do, they throw a bitch fit.
I mean, yeah, but
so like
not washing the dishes is not a Nazi move,
right? No, but I'm saying if you know I'm saying it's a Nazi move on the kid. If you know that's that woman's attitude, that if she doesn't get her way, she's gonna go ape shit.
But let's reverse it. Let's just say, for whatever reason, she made a splendid dinner, and she asked him wash the dishes, and he come back with, "I don't wash dishes at my own home."
Now I have a problem, because did my kid eat? If my kid ate, then
your kid don't know that. Your kid don't know. Okay, I ate. Impossible for me to wash dishes.
I get that part. Now I have a problem with the kid.
But it's not about that. It's about what does the kid do.
I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that question.
Because the thing is,
even if the kid washes the dishes, she can still tell him to get the fuck out.
She can.
So like after he
it don't go to the extreme. We just saying your kid had an excellent dinner. It just so happened that excellent dinner caused 15 pots and pans to get washed. You get what I'm saying?
And she asked him to wash the dishes.
Yeah, and he said, I don't wash dishes at my own home. I'm not washing your dishes. That's what I'm just trying to downplay it.
I mean, I get that. And so now there's the problem. Now I have a problem with the kid. I don't have a problem with her.
See, but that's the thing, though. If the kid didn't eat, he shouldn't wash dishes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You want that kid to know what his father won't do. The kid doesn't know that.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
You saying
I get what both of you guys are saying, but at the end of the day, I still don't know the consequences of when he doesn't do it. And I get that you're saying, well, we don't want the kid to be in harm's way, but at the end of the day, if you thought that your kid would have been in type of harm's way at this person's house,
yeah,
but it's all
the consequences are only on you because you're the one to give him the consequences. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, just look, respect the parent. I'm not saying be her slave. Respect the parent, but try your best to get in touch with me. If you can't get in touch with me, go sit in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Till I come back.
I just said that.
Yeah,
go sit down in the chair.
Yeah, we said the same thing.
What I'm saying is,
and then you went to the extreme to say, well, she told him to get the fuck out.
My thing is, if he doesn't do it, because apparently if she do it, what's her next move? Mm-hmm. I'm in fear of, it's not even abuse. Physically, do she say, we'll go sit on the porch, now he outside until I get back?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want him to, he can sit there. If he feels that this is some bullshit, I'm a half-ass wash these dishes, or I'm a mumble or whatever. My thing is, just do it
until I get back.
When I get back, you say, "Dad, she did this," and then bam.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna have to deal with the consequences of whatever happens after that. Because if that's not,
wait, are you talking from a child or a parent?
I'm talking from the parent.
The parent.
I'm gonna have to deal with the consequences. So if she made my kid go sit on her front porch, and when I get back, me and her are gonna have a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But that's the thing. I don't think I want my kid sitting outside until I come back.
Yeah, I don't want my child. I don't want my child fighting an adult's battle.
I'd rather him in there washing the dishes.
I get what you guys are saying. I understand.
I want my child to be comfortable.
Respect your elders.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, if that is not what my motherfucking kid do, no. Again. I'm not going. And I don't know what's the other consequences that's going to happen. No. They didn't do it.
You taking it to another level.
You're looking at it. No. What you're doing is saying your kid shouldn't do it. Yeah. I agree with you in the fact that she's wrong for making.
We agree with that.
Okay, say you agree with that, but then you say, well, we don't know the consequences of him not doing what's going to happen next.
You're saying that you're not going to. You're saying that you're not going to be upset with the kid. I'm not going to be upset, meaning that
But you said the kid should half-ass the job, and I'm saying the kid shouldn't do the job.
I'm saying right, but my thing is, my gripe with that is he's not. He's fighting an adult battle. Yeah. That's one.
He's not going to win.
Who knows what she's going to do next?
Again. He just said it again. Right. What is she going to do next?
Right. So if he doesn't do it.
So with that thought in mind, you knew that whoever had some type of...
You keep saying you knew. Nobody knew.
You keep changing
These are all hype.
How am I changing the narrative?
Because you just said you knew. If we knew this was going to happen...
You keep saying that there's a consequence because he wouldn't watch the other...
I don't know.
Right. If we knew, she wouldn't be... The kid wouldn't be over there if we knew all this.
Wait. So let's just say there ain't no fucking consequence and he don't wash the fucking dishes.
Well, if I know it's not going to be a consequence, don't do it. Yeah. But do I know that? Do you know that?
Right.
We don't know that. That's one of the unknowns.
Okay, but if she... Now, my thing is...
You just want to argue.
You're not making it,
I would prefer to the better chance of not avoid more confrontation so he could go wash the dishes. Now, here's the thing. If she say go wash the dishes and he like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm going to go wash the dishes. What's she going to do? What's she going to do at that while he's washing dishes? What's she going to do?
I don't know because we don't know the unknown.
Listen to me. What can she do if he's washing dishes?
Right.
She can't do nothing but wait for him to wash dishes, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, if he say, I ain't washing nothing, whatever, what can she do? She could kick him out. She could get physical with him. Right. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, I get what you're saying.
But if she say, go wash the dishes, and he go in there and bullshit on the dishes...
He's doing what she's saying.
So check this out. Your scenario, he go half-ass the job. So she come in there and look over the shit. It's half-ass. So now there's still a problem.
And she can say, wash him again. If he feel he needs to wash him again.
No. I'm sorry. I ain't going.
I'm not saying you could. No, you're putting yourself in your spot. What we're saying is,
that's what you doing.
As a child,
no, I'm not.
Just do the bullshit until I get there.
Nope.
Right. I'm not saying you should. You're not the child. You're the parent. I'm saying do the bullshit till I get there. Let me fight your battle.
I mean, I get that part also, but you guys keep bringing up the unknowns and the consequence for some shit that we don't know about.
1 + 1 is 2. If you don't do something,
you can add.
No, if I ask you to do something and you tell me you're not going to do it, I can knock you the fuck out. Yeah. But if I ask you to do something and you do it, what's the chance of me knocking you the fuck out?
But you go in there and you half-ass the job, you can still get knocked the fuck out.
I can, but you can do the job.
But you can go in there and do the job half-ass and still get knocked the fuck out, though, right?
So to void your argument, he could go in there and do a great job. Now what?
And he can still get knocked the fuck out.
Come on, man. Shut up, man.
On that note, we out.